Yo,
So,
there he is.
how are you?
Good, how are you doing?
Good, very good.
A long time, man.
Yeah, it was it was a lot of things with the contract and school and everything. So
Yeah, I imagine. That's
Yeah,
the.
yeah.
I still get asked about you all the time, man. All the time. Yeah, all the time. Every time I see someone out in like public that comes up and says like, oh, they watch the channel, I always ask them what their favorite videos are, and they always say the training sessions with Isak.
yeah.
So like the journey with Isak, that was so. And then in all my videos, in my recent videos and everything, I always get comments. Can you give us an update with Isak? Can you give us an update? What's he doing? What's he up to?
That's nice.
Yeah. So what's been going on, man?
So right
So I know you guys are always asking me about Isak and how he's doing over in Norway and basically what he's been up to since our training sessions and since that whole series that I did a few months back. So as you guys can see, Isak has been doing well. He's been studying, he's been playing, and overall he's just living the dream. So I'm gonna stay in touch with him. I'm gonna see how he's doing. He usually sends me updates every once in a while, but I'm glad he's doing well. Today's video is going to be pretty special because tryouts for Detroit City FC today. We're gonna host them at the field house. It's gonna be about 3 hours long, and we're gonna get an opportunity to see a lot of players and potentially maybe recruit a few to play for Detroit City FC in the summer. I'm gonna take you guys through a little bit of behind the scenes action. I'm gonna be pretty busy, so I'm not gonna be doing much recording, but Celine's gonna be there, so she's gonna show you guys kind of like what the environment is like, how we organize the tryouts, and then later on in the video I'll explain to you guys basically what we're looking for and what we're looking to see out of these players. As far as tryouts go, it's a pretty big tradition here in Detroit. All the fans come out. They're usually singing, chanting, having a good time, cheering on the players, and just watching because they're just as curious as us to see who's going to be on the first team come the start of the season. So Celine's on camera duty for today. She's picking me up pretty soon, so I have to go meet her downstairs. Off we go. I told the YouTube peoples that you'd be on camera duty today for the tryouts.
Am I?
Yeah. Well, if you could pick up the camera every once in a while, pick up the camera, get some footage.
Okay.
You can walk around. So the tryouts went well. The way we do it is pretty simple. We just have the players warm up on their own. We check them in at the beginning and then we go straight into games. So no real warm up, no passing exercises, just straight into 6v6, 7v7 games, I think. We had about 60 players. We divided them up into 6 teams of 10, and we had 2 teams playing on each field and 1 team sitting out. And then we would have them rotate fields, and then I believe each team got 4 25 to 30 minute games. So by the end of the tryout, everybody was pretty much exhausted, legs were heavy, everybody was tired, which is kind of what you want from a tryout. And you also don't want people complaining about they didn't get enough playing time or they didn't get any opportunities to get seen by the coaches. We had a total of 7 or 8 coaches that were there watching all the players, so we were able to get a good look at every single player. So I wanted to give you guys some tips or what I think that you guys could use for your own tryouts when you guys are going out trying out for your your local club team, your high school team, a pro team, whatever the case is. Just a few tips that you can use. So the first one, make sure you email the coach before and after. If you can get your name in their head before the tryout, that's gonna get you an extra look during the tryout, and immediately it's a quick way to stand out. So even if they don't look at your email very thoroughly, the name on the player sheet is gonna look familiar just because of the email. So as soon as they look at the player sheet, the roster for the tryouts, they're gonna see your name on there. They're gonna be like, that name's familiar. And it's gonna take them back to the email that you wrote them. And hopefully if you attach your highlight video or any other relevant information, they're already gonna have, you're already gonna be a step ahead of everybody else who's at the tryout. Also, make sure to introduce yourself quickly and directly before the tryout, of course. So go up to the coach, shake their hands, tell them who you are, what team you play for, where you're located, and one of those things might actually resonate in the coach's head. So if you go up to the coach and you tell him, hey, I'm local, I live 5 minutes here from the field house, or 5 minutes from the stadium, or 5 minutes from the practice facility. If the coaches are somewhat on the border of bringing you in or not, if they know that you're local and they don't have to pay for housing, or they don't have to pay for meals or anything extra to get you to come here, as opposed to some of the players who come from a little bit further out, that might sway them in the direction of actually bringing you onto the team. The first few actions are the most important. So in those first few actions, make sure you show your maturity level and your professionalism. We aren't looking for superstars in the first 5 minutes. Players who stand out are the ones who facilitate play and are gonna keep the ball. As you get more and more comfortable throughout the tryout, then you can start taking some more risks, but don't overcomplicate yourself in the first 5 minutes, because if you lose the ball the very first time that you receive it, that could almost be the end of your opportunity. If you're trying to do too much in the first few touches, automatically in the coach's head it's going to be, yeah, that player's not very smart, that's not a very good player, or he's very self-centered, very big ego. Just keep the ball for the first few actions, don't make any mistakes, and then you can grow into the confidence and taking risks later on. Wear something or have something that is unique. Bright shoes, pink socks, Arsenal jersey. Just a quick way for the coaches to recognize you on the field. And it's easier to talk about the guy who's wearing the Arsenal jersey than, the guy who's wearing the black shoes or the white shoes, right? Obviously don't get too crazy, but just something that makes you stand out from everybody else who's wearing, black t-shirt, black shorts, white socks, something a little different. The last tip that I'm gonna give you guys is don't ever look diminished, upset, or not concentrated. Make sure you always have a smile, you enjoy the good and the bad, but you don't let a previous action determine the outcome of your next action. So if you made a bad pass, if you missed an opportunity, if we can see you visibly upset or visibly giving up, by the time you get your next opportunity, chances are you're probably gonna miss, just because you're thinking about the last opportunity. So if you miss an opportunity, run straight back, try to win the ball or get back into position. Don't ever stop trying, especially at the end of the tryouts when everybody else is tired. Show us that you have the fitness, the conditioning, and the work rate to keep working throughout the entire tryout. Everybody's got a lot of energy and the intensity is always high at the beginning of the tryout. We want to see if you can maintain that intensity and that energy throughout the entire tryout. And that's pretty much it. Shout out to the Northern Guard for showing up, being supportive of the players. Until next time, and adios, muchachos.